Hi, welcome to your 5 moves and 5-minute workout video. All you need for this one is your mat. This workout is going to be all about stretching and strengthening that lower back. We're going to start with that breakdown and then we're going to get into that full workout. So if you want that breakdown, come around with me now. Otherwise, I will leave a timestamp down below that goes straight into that 5-minute flow. So when you're ready, come on around with me. Let's start that breakdown on hands and knees. And again, we're focusing on that lower back. We're going to go ahead and get some stretching in, some strengthening in. We're going to bring our toes together. Our knees are going to be just slightly apart. And our first exercise, we're going to start in a child's pose position. And then we're going to come into a hover with those hips with our neck staying long and our gaze looking forward. So as we press back, we'll come into an inhale. As we come forward, our elbows are going to bend just slightly. And again, we're going to look forward with an exhale. Then for that second exercise, we're going to come back to hands and knees. We're going to go ahead and inhale, look to the ceiling. We're going to exhale, find a C curve. Inhale, come to neutral, and then exhale, flex those feet and come to a downward dog position. Again, for that second exercise, we're going to inhale, look up, exhale, drop down, inhale to flex those toes, and exhale to come to that downward dog position. For that next exercise, we're going to walk those feet forward. We're going to bring those hands back, and we are just going to do a roll down. We're going to lift those arms all the way up, and then we're going to exhale, roll all the way down one notch at a time. Once again, lifting all the way up, and then rolling all the way down. For that fourth exercise, we're going to walk those hands out, walk those feet back, and we're going to slowly lower ourselves all the way down onto our stomach. Those legs are going to be just slightly apart, and we're going to bring our chest just to a hover, and then we're going to lower back down. So this range of motion is going to be so small. Elbows are going to be connected to the sides of our shirt. And once again, our neck is going to stay really long here. And we're literally just coming up to a hover. Then as we lower, we're thinking about really reaching long for that back. And for that fifth exercise, we're going to press ourselves up into a child's pose position, toes together, knees apart. And then we'll just hold child's pose, find ourselves into an active stretch where we deeply breathe into any areas of our back that might be feeling extra tight. And that is it. That is going to be our full workout. So when you're ready, let's get into it. All right, coming back around to hands and knees to get started. Knees underneath our hips, hands underneath our shoulders. We'll come into a child's pose position as we inhale. And as we exhale, coming to that hover with those elbows slightly bent. So you're feeling really elongated as we stretch back, and then even longer as we press forward. This is just a flow, so I want you to start to connect into that breath and let that breath guide you back and then guide you forward. That might sound a little woo-woo, but stay with me with that one. Just try it out for yourself. See how it feels. Starting to quiet down the mind and start to focus in on that breath. Yes, it's going to help de-stress, but even more importantly, it's going to actually help us get deeper into these stretches. So this workout, this exercise in particular, can be a little bit more effective. So the range of motion here is going to be a little bit different on everyone. Just see how you're feeling today. If your back is feeling really tight, you might not even be able to bring those hips to a hover, and that's okay too. And every day is a little bit different. Maybe you're on a day where you want to go a little bit further. Come on down to that hover with those elbows bent. And yes, we are stretching, but we're still strengthening, so don't forget about that core. Navel pressing towards the back of that spine as we press forward. All right, let's do one more here. Beautiful. And let's come on up to hands and knees. From here, we're going to bring our gaze all the way up towards the ceiling. As we exhale, we're going to look all the way down towards the mat. As we inhale, we're going to flex those feet. As we exhale, we're going to come into a downward dog position. Again, all about that stretching and strengthening. So we're finding a moment to stretch out through our back as we look up. Then we're finding that core engagement as we press forward, strengthening that center. And then again, we're stretching and strengthening as we come to that downward dog position. Heels reaching to the mat, seat reaching up towards that ceiling. And yes, range of motion a little bit different for everyone. a little bit different day to day. And connecting to that breath is also going to help you tune into your body, tune into how you're feeling today, and moving from the place that feels best for you. No pressure, no competition here, right? Giving yourself the best workout for you this moment. Let's do 2 more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, bring that gaze forward, and exhale, lift on up. Ooh, so good. Once again, looking up, looking down, flexing those toes, and hello, downward dog. Let's hold it here for a moment. Feel that stretch from behind those legs. Ooh, feels so good. Slowly walking those feet forward. Bring your hands back towards those toes, feeling that stretch. And 1 vertebrae at a time, coming all the way up. Woo, inhale to lift, and then exhale to roll on down 1 notch at a time. Totally fine to keep those knees slightly bent. Coming down and up really at your own pace, but just making sure that as you do come up, your head is literally the very last thing to lift, right? So taking your time, giving your back that well-deserved stretch, especially if you're at home working at the desk all day long. Ooh, this one may be the only stretch that you really need. We've got a little balance in here too. So yes, secretly we're even working on that core. It may not look like it, but we are, because we're challenging that stability. Can we come up and down in one piece? If you can't, that's okay if we're a little wobbly. The more we do this, the stronger we're gonna get. Go to walk those hands forward, toes are gonna be back. Just slowly bend those knees down, and then we're gonna come all the way down onto our stomach for that 4th exercise. Legs just slightly apart. Hands with your shoulders, elbows connect with the sides of your shirt, and let's lift that chest up just to a hover. And as you lower, thinking about reaching forward towards the front edge of the mat to come down. So when you're lowering down, you're not just plopping down, it's an active lower. Reach, reach, reach the crown of your head to come on down. Squeeze those shoulder blades together to lift, so you're really opening up the chest, and then core engages navel to the back of your spine as you lower down. We've got 2 more. Inhale, pushing through the mat to lift. Exhale, lengthening to lower. You feel that strength in those arms too, right? Then that core fired up. That stretching comes as we lower down. And from here, let's come on up into our very last stretch. Toes together, knees apart. Arms forward. Now in this one, it is a very active stretch. It may not look like it, but it is. You're finding those areas that feel tight. Now you just tuned into yourself, so you know where that is at this point. Is it your shoulder area? Is it more your lower back? Wherever it is for you, I want you to think about deeply breathing into those areas. So if it's that lower back, imagine you've got a hand right there, and you're inhaling into that hand, and you're exhaling, releasing. Inhaling, sending lots of breath into the areas of your back that feel the most tight to you. Arms are wherever feels best. So maybe they're extended, maybe they're just underneath your head, or even to the side of you. Really just wherever you can feel like you can get the most out of the stretch. Continuing to inhale and exhale. And you can do this even throughout the day. You're standing up, you're doing dishes, you're finding the times where you can really breathe into those areas that are feeling really tight. It'll make such a difference day to day if you can release that tension and not wait until everything builds up and those muscles are so tight you feel like you need a really long massage. And then roll it all the way up. Head is the very last thing to lift. Woo, so good. Come on around. Bring those legs to a comfortable place. We're gonna go and take those hands together, drop those shoulders back and down, and close those eyes. Inhale and exhale. Hands over your heart one more time. Inhale and exhale. Let it go. Give yourself a big round of applause. Make sure you give this a like, share with your friends, and I'll see you next time. Bye.